Hi guys, this is Denise Brooks with Alexis Information Systems. Virtual meetings and working remotely are the buzzwords in the business world right now. So if I was having this conversation with a friend of mine, I would start by saying, hey, remember that anything you do through your computer, someone can push the button to record and record everything you're saying. And now I can share with you a few tips that you can use to do interactions with your customers and also interactions with your employees during this very strange time. I have 7 tips to share with you. There are hundreds of options that you can use, and you'll notice that I'm not going to be able to list all of them. It's not that I'm endorsing these companies or that I'm dodging the other ones. I just thought, here's what would be useful, right? First tool you can use is FaceTime, the easiest for all of us to access. So if you have an iPhone, you can use your FaceTime to do face-to-face interaction. So FaceTime is okay as long as you're not doing something that is utterly confidential. The second tool is called WhatApp. It is an app that you can use on your Android, on your iPhone, and it is actually an app that belongs to the Facebook family of software. You can add people to the video call and create kind of a virtual group meeting, and it is so easy. Tip number 3, and that would be using either Instagram video call or Google Hangouts. In order for you to do an Instagram video call with multiple people, obviously all of them need to have an Instagram account. The alternative, then you can use Google Hangout, which belongs obviously to Google. And the only little restriction would be that all of you on that call would need to have a Gmail account. So I've talked about casual meetings. I'm sure that's enough for now. What if you need to get paid? Okay. So what if your business requires that you get paid first? So you have this confidential meeting in a setup that you can choose to record if you want to or not record. There are 2 software that I've used before that I like, and those 2 will then get into my tip number 4. Webex and Bluejeans. Webex, I love using Webex for training meetings. You can host a training meeting with people, only the people that you invited. You can give access code. You can see who showed up. You can restrict which one of the meeting attendees can see other people in that meeting. So it has a lot of tools for someone who's doing a paid gig that requires a virtual meeting. Bluejeans is also kind of the same thing. What I like about Bluejeans is the quick and fast setup. What I don't like about Bluejeans is that I found out recently from personal experience that the person who's hosting the video, your video feed actually is live and visible to your attendees before they actually officially pop into your screen that they are attending the meeting. And I found it, unfortunately, I was attending a meeting, I wasn't the person hosting. The first time I thought, that's odd. Why would this person, not realize that I'm already on the screen? And then the second time when it happened, I had to tell the host of that meeting, hey, by the way, the video feed was live before you got us connected. So if you use Bluejeans, which is a little bit cheaper than Webex, what I would recommend you do is when you start the meeting, make sure you mute your video, and then when all your guests are in, then you can turn on your video and you make sure that you have your pants on and your shirt buttoned and everything. The next tip number 5, is for public meetings. So I'm thinking maybe a club meeting, a church meeting. So if you are kind of in that situation, my recommendation is to capitalize on the live feed options that social media gives you. So you can do a live YouTube stream, or you can do a Facebook live, or you can do an Instagram live. Now, you know, the age of the audience also matters. If you do a YouTube live, for example, if you were at church and you do a YouTube live, you can send those people one link and they would be able to access right away. The tip number 6 has to do with working from home. I would assume that most of you have a laptop, you are able to take it home. But if you use a desktop at the office and you can't really, you have the logistical problem of having to take it home, there are a couple software that you can use. You can use Logmein, or you can use Teamviewer to access your computer at the office while you are at home. The only little thing you would need to know is there has to be internet at the office in order for you to connect across the wire to your computer at the office. Another thing before I move away from the tools to connect to your computer that you left at the office is that the initial setup has to be done at the office. So you have to be on your desk at work, set it up, and then you can remote to it from home. You can't do it the other way around. So for tip number 7, I'm going to approach it more of, hey, this is your friendly advice of nice things that you should not forget just because you're working remotely, right? The first thing is, as I told you at the beginning, you have to keep in mind that a lot of the virtual meetings that you're going to do are subject to being recorded. Not by Big Brother necessarily, but your audience can record it. So you have to always keep it in mind. Keep in mind on what you're talking about. Don't gossip about people. And then the second advice would be, because your staff is now working from home, and I would assume that before you sent them home with their computers, you had the discussion about the acceptable use policy. That's the document in your handbook that describes what is acceptable to be done with the company data. The other little advice, the friendly advice, has to do with your customer interaction and also your shipping. You see, right now we all do not know when our suppliers would be able to refill our inventories. Maybe it might be difficult to ship things to the customers because people are short-handed, offices are short-handed. You have to clarify that with your customers. Update your shipping policy. It would take you only a couple minutes to do that on your website, because remember, your shipping policy is the promise you made to your customers on when they will get their products. That means if you keep failing at delivering those products on time, one of them might get upset and place a claim. And each time that you have a claim and you have to refund someone money, it costs you $25 on average. So you have to also think about that. I hope you enjoyed this video. And I hope you remember that this is just a transition for all of us. This too shall pass. I know that we'll all be okay. I hope you're taking care of yourself, and we'll see you again here next week. So take care and bye now.